Hey everyone, what's up? TGIF. Yeah, if it seems I'm a little tired, it's because I just got off work about 33 minutes ago, and I tried to get a ride on the dial-a-ride, and that didn't work out because it's a little too late. You gotta do it a little earlier. So I gotta wait for the 45 West bus to take me back home. Now, as you can see, it has kind of lightened up around here. Apparently, we just got one part of the storm that we were supposed to get. We'll probably get more tonight. As you can see in the background, you know, there's still plans for more of that storm to show up and really pour down on us. And what I mean by really pour down is the fact that this morning, when I got up and let my dog out, one of the areas she likes to go into a lot was almost completely flooded. Well, more so like almost like it was home to miniature ponds, if you catch my drift. But as you can see over there, it's nice sky and everything. We're supposed to get more more later on tonight or so. But with that said, I also wanted to talk about something. I wanted to talk about the trailers that I saw today. Hold on. Like I said, I wanted to talk about the trailers I saw earlier this morning, yesterday. And that is the trailers for the Power Rangers movie, which is the second trailer, as well as the second trailer for Logan. And I have to say that when I first saw, I'm going to start with Logan here. I'm going to start with that one because that was like one of the last trailers I saw living here in Patterson. I will say this. I'll say this very honestly. I'll say this very honestly. I thought, looking at the Logan trailer, the first trailer, and the Red Band trailer, I thought that they did a pretty good job, and pretty much you knew just by watching those trailers that we were going to get a R-rated Logan movie, an R-rated Wolverine movie. Now, we really didn't know much about, you know, how X-23 was going to be portrayed, you know, how she was going to, you know, come into her own, come into existence, stuff like that. We didn't know. Okay, we didn't know any of that until this trailer. You see, in this trailer, we pretty much got more detail of how the characters are going to be portrayed, how they're going to be presented, what the relationship between Logan, Wolverine, and X-23 are going to be. And I have to say that I thought it was very well done. I thought, you know, despite what people like Angry Joe, with all due respect, and, you know, others might say about the fact that it's giving away the most of the movie, we don't really know that for sure. You know, it's just showing us certain scenes that, yeah, are going to be in the movie, but they know certain scenes are going to be like hell. They're going to be like heck. You know, we know we got a blockbuster here for the spring. We know this is going to be one of the better X-Men related films. And it's something, and they know, 20th Century Fox it is, they know that they got something different on their hands when it comes to an X-Men related film in Logan. Because it's not necessarily X-Men all the way. It's not like, it's hard to describe, but it's more of a more grittier, and it's hard to say that for Wolverine, but it's a more grittier, more realistic, more down to earth kind of a movie in a sense. it's kind of like in the same veins as something like No Country for Old Men, in a way, and Mad Max almost. But like I said, it's similar in those veins. Now, now I know one thing a lot of people will talk about is how X-23 has been portrayed, or is being portrayed. It seems that she's intelligent enough, okay? It seems like she's very intelligent. She knows how to fend for herself. She knows how to fight for herself, defend herself, if you will. She knows how to do that. But because she is portrayed as a clone of Wolverine, almost a daughter, if you will, she doesn't know how to act certain ways, how to do certain things. I mean, we opened this final trailer, as they call it, for Logan, with her in a convenience store in Texas, which Angry Joe is actually happy about, and her basically eating Pringles, opening up and eating, looks like a bottle of, well, I guess you could say a bottle of Pringles, a can of soda, wearing glasses, and she gets approached by the convenience store guy. I don't know if he's the owner or just an employee, and he basically tells her, hey, you realize you have to pay for that. You eat it, you got to pay for it. And you could tell that the way X-23 is being portrayed here is she knows what she's doing. She knows how to, like I say, fend for herself and survive. But she doesn't understand the concept of what she's doing is wrong. Because she doesn't understand the concept that she can't just walk into a convenience store, eat something, eat and drink something and drink something, and then walk out and without no consequences. So basically, the guy takes the stuff away from her because, well, being someone that works in retail, as you know, he has to probably claims it out. And this angers her to the point that she basically hip tosses him over her shoulder and almost gets ready to strike him with her blades, with her adamantium blades. So, yeah, she basically is about to do that until, of course, Wolverine steps in and tells her, no, this ain't right. It says, no, this isn't right. And it basically says, no, not okay. And in almost a hypocritical way, as he's leaving with her, I think he grabs like some Slim Jims or some beef jerky sticks, and they leave. So, yeah, basically, for anybody that's a fan of X-23, and I actually like her. I haven't seen much of. I mean, I've seen a lot of her. Believe it or not, I do play as her in the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 game at times. But the way she's being portrayed here is basically as someone that, she, like I said, she knows how, she's smart. You can tell she's smart enough to fend for herself as long as she has, but she doesn't understand the concept of what's right and what's wrong. And that's a big, and some people might think that's a big glaring issue. And it might be because I don't know how she was portrayed in the original comics when she made her debut. So we don't know. We don't really know. But anyway, you have this group of guys. It's one guy with a metal arm, or a robotic arm, or robotic hand. I would assume I'm assuming it's henchmen or henchmen for Sinister, and I think we kind of see who Sinister is during this trailer. But what we also see is, okay, this guy, like I said, obviously works for Sinister, comes to his men to try to get X-23. And when they beat Logan down a little bit, or just enough for one of the guys to go in there and get X-23, what looks like handcuffs, he's in for a big surprise because X-23 ends up killing the guy, obviously, because you hear the screams, and then as she walks out, it's like she walks out of the trailer or the home or whatever her and Logan are staying in almost a badass way. She basically like walks out. It's like, okay, you just fuck. It's like, excuse my language, God, but excuse my language for saying this, God, but she walks out in almost a badass way, tosses down her backpack, very defiantly, and it's like she has this look on her face like, you just fucked with the wrong girl. And the one guy that's wanted her and all that is trying to back off, saying no, don't, because obviously he knows what she's about to do, and lo and behold, she does it. She ends up slashing him because you see her claws come out, and this is the first time, obviously, in the movie, as we see in the trailer, that Logan Wolverine sees this, and his wording is spot on. It's like, holy blank, what the blank did I just see? So yeah, we basically get a trailer, where Patrick Stewart, Charles Xavier, has to kind of talk Logan, convince Logan into protecting her, helping this girl. Helping this girl out the way he helped her, the way he helped him. Because, like I said, she doesn't. It's like she doesn't grasp what's right and what's wrong. She's just on these survival instincts. Now, overall, the trailer is very, very well done. You get to see a lot of action scenes. You can see it's going to be a lot more bloodier than normal for a Wolverine movie or an X-Men movie. So that's why it's getting the R rating. So it's, I think, in a sense, 20th Century Fox and Marvel, with their little partnership going on there, not as tight as the partnership that Marvel has with Sony or Disney. Well, Disney owns Marvel, but you get my idea. I think they're on the right path here. I think they've done a good job here, and it really sets the tone for what could be some spin-off movies as well. So I thought the Logan trailer really did a very good job expanding on what to expect. Yes, did it look like it gave away a lot? Perhaps, but sometimes there's an old saying of looks can be deceiving. Now, I think another problem a lot of people will have with this, and I'm pretty sure there are complaints, not sure if there are, but there are complaints, that X-23, as we find out at the end of the trailer, with Xavier saying, something along the lines of, how far she can go, how far she can keep up, and that she's 11 and he's, in his 90s, and that right there, folks, basically, I think might be the one argument or disagreement people have, because if you look at the comics and you look at even X-Men Evolution and the video games, X-23 there ain't no freaking 11-year-old, 12-year-old. She's like 16, 17, 18, maybe in her early 20s. That's what she is. She ain't no freaking, like I said, 11-year-old. So I think that's going to be an argument some people are going to feel. So that's going to be one nitpick a lot of people are going to have, maybe one common complaint. It's like, why would you make X-23 11 years old? Well, we don't know much about X-23 movie-wise. Movie-wise, she can end up basically being, movie-wise, she can basically end up being her power. Basically, movie-wise, what I'm trying to say is she can end up being the kind of character that will grow up and her powers will grow with her. So the next time they do another X-Men movie and she's in it, it may not be the same young actress. It may be someone else that looks similar but from an older scale. And I think maybe that's what Fox wants to do. Fox and, like I say, Marvel want to do, because Marvel's in on it. They wouldn't allow their name to be plastered onto this project if they weren't. So basically, Fox is probably planning to do an X-23 movie of some kind down the line if this succeeds, and they'll probably get an older actress to portray X-23 that looks like the young actress, but older by at least maybe 7, 8 years, 9 years, 7, 8, 9 years. So overall, I think the Logan trailer did a decent job, and I cannot wait to see it in theaters in March. I really can't. Now, as far as the Power Rangers movie goes, wow. We got the teaser, we got the first trailer and teaser. This one really, I think, answered a lot of questions. Some decisions, some people didn't like. I know Andre didn't like certain decisions. Angry Joe didn't like certain decisions, but overall, I think the Power Ranger movie, did a better job here. It really expanded on what this movie is. I mean, we know it's an origin story, but it gave us more of an idea of what to expect in the film. Like what Bryan Cranston as Zordon is going to look like, or how Zordon is going to look like, how Alpha 5 is going to sound and look like. So we actually got to see that. And what's even more interesting is how they meet Zordon and Alpha 5. It's like, oh, you don't meet them in a command center. No, you meet them in a freaking spaceship. And so, you see that difference. You see that it is more aimed at a mature and nostalgic audience by having, being a little bit more, having a little bit more colorful language in there, and maybe some, mild sensuality maybe, or whatever. But yeah, I think honestly they did a good job. I think Lionsgate and Saban did a great job here. Because, yes, I know a lot of people will crap on the CGIs, but remember, I think Andre has said this best. This is a reboot. Keyword reboot. This is a theatrical take on Power Rangers. That's what it is. It's a theatrical origin take on Power Rangers. And I think it's really good. I know some people may not, like the Megazord design and think it's a rip-off of Pacific Rim and Optimus Prime from the Transformer movies, and that's fine, that's okay. I think, however, I think the movie's did a good job here, really establishing the fact that this is an origin movie. I mean, yes, they do some references and acknowledgments to a lot of things. Like they acknowledge the whole Black Ranger thing from the original Power Rangers. They kind of reference that in a sense. They put in the saying it's morphing time. So they do a lot of good things here. They do a lot of good references and acknowledgments. But again, this is a theatrical motion picture take on Power Rangers. This isn't supposed to be a remake of what we saw in the 90s. And I know that may disappoint some people, but I think honestly this hits it out of the park. I really do. I think this hits it out of the park in a way that not just that when you go and see it, not just nostalgic fans of the original Power Rangers could probably enjoy it, but newer generations of fans can enjoy it. And I think that's the intention. And it does give us a hint that maybe what's powering Rita, and we kind of see maybe without it depowers her, but she's still powerful, is the green power coin. So it's a really interesting take. And I know a lot of people are souring on Goldar and everything, but again, origin story, reboot, theatrical version of the Power Rangers origin. Not a remake of what we watched in the 90s. So I think we have to give the movie a chance. I think it looks good. They put a lot of effort into it, and we'll just have to wait and see when it comes out. And I do plan to hopefully see it when it does. So that's all I can really say on both the Power Rangers and Logan movie trailers, the second ones. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll talk to y'all later.